of Shiv Sena is only going to get troublesome from here on.
So it is not just the MLAs. It is just the MLAs which Eknath Shinde actually requires to topple the government. The MPs also from Shiv Sena, Pranesh, are now siding with Eknath Shinde.
You know, this is very big. This is very big times now. Leading the coverage once again, Arunil Sanadekar, a reporter in Mumbai, has sent us this super scoop. Now, if you remember what Sanjay Raut said this morning, he said, look, just because some people leave the party or are unhappy does not mean they can break the party. This is now more than rebellion. This is now Shiv Sainiks taking on the Thakres, sending a clear message. This is now a fight for supremacy, fight over ideology now, because they've invoked Hindutva, they've slammed Uddhav Thackeray for compromising on Hindutva, and while 39 MLAs, as is the claim made by the Shinde camp, are already inside the Guwahati hotel, we are being told, and Arunil now joining us live, that 14 Shiv Sena MPs, big number, very big number, 14 Shiv Sena member of parliaments are en route Guwahati. Arunil.
We'll just get back to Arunil, but I'm just trying to get out the figures exactly how many MPs does Shiv Sena really have in the Lok Sabha? Around 19 of them in Rajya Sabha, 3 of them. Kritsveen, if you can help us understand the situation now, because everything is going against Uddhav Thackeray. His MLAs deserting him, his MPs too deserting him.
Case, then why was there no FIR registered? And correct me if I'm wrong, was there an FIR registered?
Well, what you asked, the question itself has the answer. And of course, in politics, can you expect really such this level of innocence from the politician that I was injected and forcefully taken? Of course, there was some conflict of interest that forced the MLAs to go, and of course, there is some interest that is bringing them back. Without interest in politics, never such decisions are taking place. There is no free lunch in politics, clearly. But what is happening here, we're only seeing the the war of the optics, the war. Who controls the power? Because more than the government, now who holds the control over Sena? It is the Thackeray Sena or the Shinde Sena. The entire battle is now lying between that. And that's exactly why they all are now expecting Sharad Pawar to play a critical role. But what we know and what we have seen, what we have heard Sharad Pawar did for yesterday, that it is the internal affair, it is the internal game of the Shiv Sena, and they have to deal with it. The moment Sharad Pawar did before yesterday said it, the picture was quite clear that what is happening in this entire Mahavikas Aghadi alliance coalition. When the as tall leader
But Sharad Pawar going on to say this is the internal matter of Shiv Sena, but you are an ally of the Shiv Sena in the Mahavikas Aghadi government. How can that not be your problem?
Well, that's exactly what we have been asking to Sharad Pawar. But when he hints something like that, the internal affair of Shiv Sena, that gives a picture that this time Sharad Pawar may not play as critical and as crucial role as he played last time when Ajit Pawar sided with the Devendra Fadnavis and they formed the government early in the morning that day, the historic day. One could remember, there were two slogans very iconic from Maharashtra, will be remembered for the decades. The one, coined by Sanjay Raut, the CM to Shiv Sena ka hi hoga, and another from Devendra Fadnavis, that me punha yain. So that was Shiv Sena ka CM hoga versus me punha yain. But it is what is happening. Sharad Pawar has gone totally silent where he is meeting people. But again, you cannot call the Shiv Sena MLAs in Guwahati and ask them to come back. Remember last time when Sharad Pawar played crucial role, that was the rebel by the NCP, and Sharad Pawar had the stature that when he says something, the MLAs would listen to him and they all came back. Imagine, and the problem that what we need to think is that why this is not the similar case with Shiv Sena, that Uddhav Thackeray is calling their MLAs or the senior leaders from the Sena calling their MLAs, and they're not ready to listen to him. That's exactly where the problem is, and that is exactly the internally mess. You heard the MLAs in the letter saying that you were totally inaccessible whenever the MLAs wanted to meet the leader, the top leader of the party. The gates were always shut down, the gates were always closed. Then the
And Ashutosh, what a blast from the past that is. You remember last time around when Sanjay Raut ended up saying that Mukhyamantri to Shiv Sena ka hi hoga, and Devendra Fadnavis going on to say me punha yehil, and that is exactly the script that is playing out yet